Welcome to Making Spicy. I am your host Adis. In this video we will make Injera, fermented spongy flat bread. Injera is an essential part of Ethiopian food. It is served pretty much with everything. Making Injera can be fussy, even to natives, but once you perfect the method, it would feel natural. Today we will start with a recipe from scratch, meaning fermenting the dough without old dough. By the end of this video, you'll have a good understanding of the fermentation process, preparing batter for baking, few techniques, a trick if and when injera goes flat, finally how to prepare a starter dough for the next batch. This recipe will make 12 to 15 pieces of injera. If you are ready, let's make spicy. Mix half a cup of warm water and 1 tablespoon of dry yeast together. Mix well until yeast is dissolved completely. Add 2 cups of sifted wheat flour. Add 4 cups of sifted teff. Start mixing the ingredients either by hand or with a mixer. You're going to need 6 cups of water to complete this process. Start with 2 cups of warm water and mix well. As a rule of thumb, the amount of water you need equals to the amount of flour you put in. In this case, we're adding 6 cups of water to the 6 cups of flour. I recommend kneading or mixing the dough well. The longer you mix or knead, the better the elasticity of the injera. In this recipe, we're leaving the dough at the consistency of a batter. At this point, you're going to cover your batter or dough and let it ferment 3 to 5 days. Within 3 to 5 days of fermentation, your dough would look like this. There might be a separation of fluid and residue floating on top. If you had a short-term fermentation, this part is optional. Use a mixer or a blender at medium speed to prepare the batter. This is an important step in making injera. The amount of water in this recipe should give you the right consistency. You should see lots of bubbles forming while blending. In the event the batter is too thick, add half a cup of water and mix well. Preheat the pan under medium to high temperature for 4 minutes. There is a good chance the first few pieces of injera you make may not come out correct. They might be odd in shape and flat in texture. Injera is flat when the bubbles don't form completely and it has patchy texture. You can enhance the bubbles by adding 1 teaspoon of baking powder to your batter and mix it well. Find a comfortable edge of the pan to start pouring. Make a circle by pouring 1.5 cup of batter into a circle. I am right-handed, so I'm pouring clockwise while moving towards the middle of the pan. The circles are smaller than the previous ones, and you are making reverse ripples. After completing the pour, I move the pan around to make sure heat is being distributed evenly. The bubbles form faster where there is high heat. Move the pan where there is concentration of batter. Once you see uniform bubbles forming, it's time to put the lid on. Remove the lid after 1 minute and take out the injera and place it on a cooling rack or a flat surface. Making injera is a lot of reputation. If you do not have the right equipment, or if you're a beginner, there are going to be holes in your injera. To reduce the holes, you can fill them in after you pour, or blow bubbles towards the empty spots. Once in a while, clean your pan with dry cloth. It's also a good idea to let the pan warm up in between injeras. As an alternative to the traditional way of pouring, you can place the batter on one corner and move the pan around to complete a circle. This was a simple injera recipe. Let me know what you think. Congratulations, now you know how to make injera.